Hello there.
And welcome to my review of the Razer Orochi V2. Let's start with the build quality. The build quality is phenomenal, honestly. The shell only weighs 60 grams, or even less, and it's just phenomenal build quality. No flex, it's extremely solid. There's might be some bottom flex, but like, doesn't really matter. The top is also pretty good, and like with the battery in, it weighs up to 72 grams, or you can even bring it down if you use a AAA battery with some tin foil. You can have the balance of the AAA of the AA battery, but at 65 grams. The problem there is that the skates feel pretty bad. Like with the AAA battery in, the skates feel amazing. But if you put in a AAA battery instead of the AA, it just doesn't feel good anymore. Like, but you can always just switch it out for core pads, and I suppose it's going to feel great then. Didn't do it, might do it though. Let's see. Yeah. The clicks are Razer mechanical V2 switches, or basically they are binned KL GM 4.0s, and oh my god, the click feeling and the click sound is amazing. Holy, like, best clicks I've ever felt. The problem is though, they are sort of hard to press in, and especially when you have the AAA battery in, you could actually like move slightly, so that's something to definitely keep in mind. But otherwise, still absolutely amazing. Scroll wheel is pretty good. Like, it's somewhat forward though, like compared with the G305 Superlight. It's somewhat forward, but it's still, the feeling is amazing, and I suppose they brought it forward that much to balance out the weight, and yeah, that actually makes somewhat sense. Yeah, there is also a DPI button that you can remap to whatever you want in the Razer Synapse software, and the side buttons are pretty good as well. Yeah, you can also have a place to store the dongle, and yeah, at the bottom there's a sensor and the already mentioned PTFE feet. The feet are perfectly fine, especially with the with the AA battery in. If you put the AAA battery in, they are worse. So like, if you want the lightest feeling possible, maybe get some core pads for it. They're already out. Yeah, you have the switch to turn it off, turn it on into 2.4 GHz mode, or turn it on into Bluetooth mode. The sensor, I've heard it's a 3369. Nice. The sensor is the Razer 5G sensor, and it's absolutely fine. I've not noticed any problems. And yeah, the thing though is it's placed somewhat in the front, and therefore you have a higher feeling of DPI. Like, the DPI is the same, but like if you do the same movements on two different mice with different sensor positions, you just literally will move further because your fingertips travel more than your palm, if that makes sense. And yes, some people could think that's a problem, but you just gotta get used to it. The thing is, the G305 is still a pretty decent mouse. It has like virtually the same tech inside, and the shape is different. So like, not everybody's going to like the G305, but also not everybody's going to like the Orochi. And yeah, the G305 has those curved out sides on both sides, whilst the Orochi only has is curved out on one and is curved in on the other side. It's also pretty short. I personally like that, but that's just personal preference. If both mice would have flat sides, I would actually recommend the G305, but I'm not a big fan of the curved outsides on the G305, so I would actually recommend the Orochi if you have the money. I've also been asked to compare it to the MM710. The MM710 is basically a pretty solid mouse, especially nowadays that the QC has been fixed, and I'm actually not sure. I would say it's personal preference if you prefer a hump in the back and if you want a lower weight. I think it's also cheaper, so if you don't care about wireless, you might actually just get the MM710. Yeah, I hope I helped to clarify some things, and yeah, stay home, stay safe. Cheerio.